So, welcome to Agents of Obsidian, our second community live play. Let's get out the list. Should be good to go. Yes, that's everything I need. All right, so we have already discussed your character's origins and all that jazz. I'm going to make a quick announcement in general, and we will begin proper. Just a quick thing: if the safety tool I'm using in this is going to be the X card, if you feel uncomfortable with a scene or some particular subject matter that may come up, simply type a big X or use the red X emoji to communicate that, and we will stop the scene right then and there. All right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I don't expect it to be needed, considering I don't go hard on any nonsense. But if there's anything, let me know, and we'll move on from there. Okay.
Sounds good.
And from now on, we are going to use the August 15th chat. I have currently recording. Excellent. All right. So, first off, what is your experience with Genesys?
My experience with Genesis is I've read it at this point. I've taken a fair amount of notes, but I've never actually played it.
All right. What about you, Ryan?
Well, I first came to it when it was still Star Wars, several years ago. I guess about 7 now, and then bought the core rulebook when that came out, and have
Okay.
been playing Genesis ever since.
Okay, so you have some experience. This is your first time, Vespin. I'm glad to be your first GM in this particular matter, then. All right. So now that we have it proper, any guests that join can get themselves filled in pretty quick, and we'll be able to move on from there. So you are all set. I have characters. It dances. To the left, to the right, up, down, forward, and back. It dances. The candlelight keeps going back and forth. As you are awaiting a meeting in the room of a cabin in the woods. You may introduce yourselves to each other now. This is the first time you two are working together on a mission.
Hey,
Howdy.
Please do describe your characters.
Scribe. Oh, that I hadn't actually thought of what he looked like yet. Wow.
You can easily start with backstory and think of it on the way. It's again, this is for the benefit of whoever's coming into the recording. That way, they know which characters. Which introduce yourself by name, like hi, I'm Sansilt, I'm the GM.
I'm Vespin, and I am a let's see. I'm a career scoundrel aristocrat, and his name is Timothy, and he has a problem with authority, and it's kind of a second chance for being here in the what is it, the order, Obsidian order or something like that.
The agents in Obsidian.
The agents of Obsidian. Yeah, almost got drummed out of the military, but he got saved at the last minute because Obsidian figured they needed him, or they could use him at any rate. And so he's rather insecure with himself, and he's just trying not to screw up. He's a young guy, probably in his late 20s. He's done a few tours. I'm not sure what else to say about him.
So are
And
you going by Vespin?
I have code names for your agents. I remember yours was Talker, Vespin, and
Yes.
I believe you chose Architect, Ryan.
Yes.
Okay,
And it's Ryle.
Ryle. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Oh, right. I forgot to get my apologies. Never assume things. And also, do introduce yourself to our hopefully viewers, listeners.
Sure. So I'm Ryle. I'm playing an architect, a laborer. I've given him the name Marcus de Young Hassard III, or Trey to his friends, but I suppose I'll be going by my code name. Grew up in the Alabama Gulf Coast, child of a couple of construction workers, always drifting from one work site to another. Grew up in trailer parks, sort of unmoored, always wrenching on something in the backyard or taking little boats out into the canals. Um, when I finally made my way out of high school, worked on the job site for a while, kind of got to know the union reps and learned how to work them to the advantage of the crew. But got bored with that after a while and joined the Seabees, became a naval seaman. I had a similar experience there. Like I did well enough. I felt a little more able to express my creativity, and the other members of my team very much enjoyed my ability to work the supply sergeants and get what we needed for our missions. But after my first tour, I was growing bored with that and thinking of moving on. And that's when I got the call to join the Order of Obsidian. I'm sorry, the Agents of Obsidian.
I should probably throw in that my character's family is very rich, and my character is very rich, but he didn't want to go into the family business. Kind of wanted to get away from them. So he's sort of spoiled. He has sort of spoiled, a little entitled, um, but he's working on getting his head on straight.
All right. So when you've joined the Agent of Obsidian, you went through some pretty odd training circumstances, including one when you were simply infected with what was the worst sickness you've ever been under. It was like the worst kind of flu. You just were bedridden for what seemed like weeks, but apparently was reportedly only for a few days. And your handler has informed you that this is done to every agent so that they can resist this particular pathogen, which finds itself trying to attack the agents of Obsidian. Your handler is a man with dark brown skin. His hair is in a ponytail, and he speaks in an odd accent. You're not sure exactly where. It sounds like it's from the Mid East, but it's it feels old, if that makes any sense. This man's name is Matthias, as far as you know. Also getting some weird feedback. Where's that coming from?
Might be coming from me. Let me put on headphones. That should solve some of it, if
Okay,
not all of it.
okay. And testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gone now. Aces. Alright, so you're in this cabin. You've heard reports from Matthias. Locals were encountering some strange occurrences. There was a missing pair of teens, and some locals are insisting that this is the work of a Sasquatch. You are in a wooden cabin waiting by candlelight, having found the teens earlier and brought them into the authorities. Matthias has instructed you to wait here until he comes in to present you your evaluations. There's a knock on the door.
Come in.
Here we go.
The door opens. You see Matthias come in. He looks less grumpy than usual, which you may think is a good sign. All right. We didn't find what exactly caused this mess. Almost did. But you saved lives. That's the important part. Talker and Architect, I would love to chat some more. However, Sheriff is trying to get me to disclose a bit more about the organization. Quite frankly, I'd rather stay here any longer for her to try to work any sort of magic upon me. And we have our next assignment. I've received this as rather urgent. Have you two ever heard of the city of Ravensthread?
Well, that's a new one on me.
Talker shakes his head.
It's a city in the Midwest of the USA. They actually have a trestle bridge like the one in Des Moines because way back when the mayor of Ravensthread flew out a doctor from the city to Des Moines through a storm in order to save the life of his daughter at the time. So, in order to save the life of the daughter of the mayor of Des Moines, so they made the trestle bridge as a gift. Interesting little history there. They also have a little dealie known as the Underground Forest. Basically, it is a forest built underneath the city, in which a lot of city air is pumped through and purified naturally. It's like the Green Towers in Shanghai or Beijing, using plant life to clean out the muck that humans make. In any case, we've received a couple of strange reports. About a month or two ago, there was a sudden gathering of number of people outside the parking lot of an abandoned grocery store. For some reason, they kept on referring to it as Super Bargain Mart, and they had full shopping carts. We were able to secure some of these items and test them. Nothing out of the ordinary besides strange names, such as antifreeze soda, among other things. And recently, there are people in Ravensthread who are falling suddenly and violently ill, in that they wake up and they're talking and jabbering about it. That we quite frankly don't know or understand. The word unreality and the phrase "it's not a circle" come up often. These normally would be attributed to some like spell going on since citizens, either drunken ramblings or some sort of drug taking over the populace. But people that are getting infected are the clean cut type of folk, and also with the recent incident with this supposed abandoned grocery store, we feel it's time for us to take a look, see at what's going on there, investigate, and see if there's something we have to handle. You're going in to prevent any more people from getting hurt by whatever's hurting them over there. And you're going into the city for the second ring. Oh, So you've never heard of Ravensthread before, so let me give you a quick overview. Ravensthread is a city that was founded back in the days of the Old West. And ultimately, the name comes from a local native legend about a raven carrying the thread, unspooling the yarn of time, effectively. So long as it carries this thread, time goes on. Should the raven ever fall, then eventually time will stop. That's their local legend. The city itself is built with a structure of 3 rings, effectively being different districts. You get north, west, south, and east. And there's an outer ring, which is the outskirts, like a bit more suburban type area. The second ring, which is more urban development. If you've been to some place like Queens in New York, more like that. And then the inner ring, third ring, which is more like Manhattan. Then yet the center, the heart, which is where the city has its capital, effectively. The mayoral office, a few places here and there, and a few bigger businesses have their buildings over there. Currently, the biggest investor in Ravensthread is the Azamo Corporation. They are actually filming a television show over there known as Cyberblade. Have you ever watched it? It's on the Netflix program. I think your sound says a no. And
I'm not really, I'm not really one for fiction.
Tucker's kind of quiet, despite his name. When he starts talking, he really starts talking. But right now, he's just sort of. It's all like body mannerisms and facial language. Like he's like, okay, let's just get this over with. I'm not really impressed. Can we do this? um, so he's just got that look on him.
all right, you're being transported by agency helicopter, standard accommodations. No, we're still not giving you peanuts aboard the flight. The pilot's allergic. All right.
Can we bring trail mix? Is that all right if there's no peanuts inside?
Tucker rolls his eyes.
Was it made in the factory that uses peanuts?
Oh no, it's a home. It's a kind of a home thing that I do.
It's your copter. If the pilot starts having an allergy attack and goes down, that's on you.
How is shredded coconut all right? Does that bother him? Or
It loves coconut.
oh well, then we'll get along just fine.
All right. You have yourselves on your merry way. You'll be meeting up with one of our agents in the third ring at a garage. It's going to be the Malik garage, and I'll give you the address once you're there. All right.
All
And
right, let's do this.
you are basically led over to the helicopter, which is waiting distance nearby the cabin. You see Matthias leave it as your helicopter takes off and starts leaving. You see Matthias heading towards his car. The sheriff, she tries to head him off, and he just continues to walk a bit faster. Can't see any more of this exchange as it soon disappears under a forest of trees. The previous adventure you were in simply turned out to be what looked like a case of missing hikers. They kept on blathering about something in the woods, resembling the local legends of Sasquatch, but you found yourself no evidence. Although whether or not Matthias did, he hasn't told you. But the main thing was to rescue the teams, and you did accomplish that. The pilot is an infallible fellow, great big mustache, and he wears a cowboy hat on top of his crash helmet as he's driving you on. The fellas like music? What do you want to listen to?
Oh,
You got any CCR?
Sure. Plays the album as you're all going by. Eventually, the forest disappears and a few hours pass by. He notes out a few locate. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh,
I was just curious. So supernatural like entities. That's part of our job. Are we? Is it something we've encountered before, or is this kind of like are we Scully or are we Mulder or like how do we feel about these things?
you personally have not encountered anything out of the ordinary. You somehow can see, like, Talker, since you're more in tune with people, sometimes you see when Matthias talks about these things, sometimes he's dismissive, other times he talks about it with total conviction. And from the by to by on Matthias is that he is solid. And in the very least, won't throw you into a meat grinder.
Good to know.
Ultimately, you've encountered some very suspicious circumstances. Like you've seen people that were caught in a large mass of spider webs. You've helped out people from the river, from rivers where you look at their boats and it looks like something bumped into it from the bottom, capsizing it. Stuff like that. You gathered some hair samples. You've taken a few footprints, but neither of you really are much of the hunting type, so don't know if there were anything weird about those particular castings that you made. Other agents in Obsidian are mostly from people. There's a clear divide, though. There are people that you know are 100% like totally on the same level as you guys. Like they make the same jokes. They do the fist bumps, the high fives, and all that jazz. They make the same cultural references. And there's the other group, which seem like there's some agents that seem a little bit more not detached but distant, and they seem sometimes they don't get certain references that you guys may make to stuff like popular culture or Americana. Matthias seems to be in the latter group, though a bit more adjusted than some of the other counterparts you've encountered. As for on the way there, the pilot points out a few places, including the small town of Silverhorn, which is nearby Ravensthread. Apparently, the agency was involved in some sort of nonsense over there. After the FBI got involved, they formed the agents in Obsidian from whatever happened over there. However, that stuff is way beyond your pilot's pay grade. Is there anything you'd like to ask the pilot? Anything you'd like to discuss, or
So
even with each other?
what are we basically grunts in the organization?
Are you asking this to me or to the pilot?
Oh, I'm asking as me to you.
Yes.
Okay.
You guys are effectively basic field agents.
Okay.
All right. And in all honesty, you've only been with the organization for a little less than a year now. So
Okay,
it
that's
seems
good to
like
know. Yeah,
it seems like
I wasn't quite sure what my character's experience was in the organization.
it seems like you're getting relatively easy jobs, or at least jobs that aren't what you might call it. You're not getting anything that's driving that would really rankle you or be of any significant challenge at the current moment. Granted, this could change, but for now, it seems like the agency is just trusting you on regular, easy jobs to see how you do, among other things.
Do we know for sure that these supernatural entities exist, or I mean, or I don't know how to ask. I don't even know how to ask the question fully. Like,
Yes, you
do
asking
we
the
do?
pilot, you asking me?
I'm asking. I'm asking you.
Sorry. I want to. Uh, okay, so you don't know for certain. And yeah, you guys don't know for certain whether or not these things actually exist.
So we haven't
You're,
been told by the organization that these things definitely do exist. We're just sent to investigate things.
yes.
Okay. Thank
Well,
you.
I'll speak to the pilot.
All right.
Um, Hi, you want some dried apricots there?
Sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I dried these
Thank
myself
you.
in my spare time.
Self-made man. I like that.
So tell me, you ever see anything strange working for the order?
Well, there's that Matthias fellow who sent for me.
Well, I suppose he could be a bit peculiar at times. No, I mean, all these investigations we've been sent on, at the core of it, it always sounds like something's going on that sort of defies scientific explanation. But I haven't run across anything myself. How about you?
Those are stories. I have a few stories. I remember one time we were flying over. One time we were flying over Bermuda. I was transporting a few agents, and we ended up seeing a fast traveling pair of lights, faster than any plane I've ever seen before. And I was way back. I was way back in the few wars here and there, so I know my planes when I see them. Because again, planes eat helicopters for breakfast, and got to make sure you can avoid them. But nothing that looked like any planes or anything. I mean, have you ever seen some famous UFO pictures? One of them is like a bunch of lights arranged in pyramid style, like a pyramid with triangular base. I think that's a triangular, not triangular prism, but right. In any case, it looks like the fort. In any case, I saw a range of lights that looked like the corners of something I didn't bother to chase. Just let it just walk away, because otherwise you risk provoking something you don't know how to handle. Of course, there's a few other things I saw back when I was a field agent instead of just pilot. Uh, some things I'd rather not discuss. But
Is
that
that
doesn't
is,
matter.
is that why you're not a field agent anymore?
You figured me out pretty quick. Yeah, yeah.
Take an arrow to the knee, maybe?
An arrow to the knee.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
look, I'm sure there's weird stuff out there, but a lot of this stuff people claim exists, man. I'll believe it when I see it.
Fair enough. We are in a strange world. The best thing you can do, especially when writing reports, is report the truth, nothing else. Again, we are merely observers, meant to facilitate what we see and whether or not it's truth. That's
My
the
job
agency's goal.
my job mostly seemed to be to rescue lost hikers in the woods.
There ain't
Too
no
true.
shame in that. There ain't no shame in that. You're saving lives. Bright young minds. Hopefully, bright young minds.
Got another OOC question. Are we like military outfit, or are we wearing suits?
Suits. You
Okay.
guys are more like you guys are dressed pretty much like federal agents. You know, like the classical image of the Men in Black. That's how you dress.
Okay.
You do know that your suits are effectively laced with Kevlar to be resistant to bullets and somewhat knife proof. Which reminds me, that gives you a +1 to your soak, and you're gonna get a defense of 1 for melee, defense of 2 for melee, defense of 1 for ranged. So
I
Nice.
gotta get
so someone mark that down.
a pencil. I forgot to get a pencil here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I've got my character sheet in RPG sessions.
Sorry, that's a small detail I forgot.
Okay. We get a 1 for ranged and melee defense, and like a soak value 1. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's nothing too crazy, but it's far better than just wearing regular old suits.
Well, say, pilot, I didn't catch your name, or I guess your code name.
You can call me Wild Bill.
All right, Wild Bill.
Wild
Do you
Bill.
know much? Do you know much about where we're going? Have you heard anything? So there's confused people in the parking lot of a grocery store.
Oh, I heard about that one. That was odd. They kept talking about some place called Super Bargain Mart and all that. Apparently, there was an actor from the Cyberblade show that was there, among other things, for a supposed grand opening.
Well, I'm not much of one for fiction.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Fair enough. But
Heard about it, but yeah, didn't sound like something that was my cup of tea.
in any case, there were people that were found in the middle of the parking lot. They were acting all strange, and we went in to investigate exactly what happened. We checked out some of the groceries, and I hear that they got some weird thing like antifreeze soda and Texas cheese. I don't know what
Whatever,
that's
whatever makes a
supposed to be,
buck, right?
pretty much. It's a city with a little bit of a history. It's more famous. It's more famous to the region than it is to the general U.S. It ain't no New York or Dallas or Chicago, but it certainly is not a Detroit or Cleveland. It's not absolutely a seat of power, but it does hold some influence. And apparently, they have a very good medical program too, best in the region for their local universities. That's not something to sneeze at. Now,
Yeah.
Azamo Corporation taking investment in there is odd, but hey, business is business. That's something for people in different suits and hours.
Well, thanks, Wild Bill. You sure have imparted quite a bit of knowledge.
Really, no problem. I do wish you best luck on your venture. This seems like it's going to be an interesting one. Got a glance at some of the reports.
Well, we can only hope it'll be interesting. Haven't had much luck yet.
Same here.
For what you wish for. Careful what you wish for. And with that, the plane starts. The helicopter starts landing in what looks to be a large parking lot outside a garage, which is listed as Malik's garage. And doors slide open. You two are going to be off on your merry way. I wish you best luck. And remember, worst to worst, square pegs don't fit in round holes.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll figure it out.
Whatever, man. He gives him a two-finger salute and walks off.
Charming. So you two approach the garage. It looks like it's old. It looks like an old garage. Seems that there has been actual effort put into maintaining it. The lot looks remarkably clean for an automotive garage. And you see in the office, there's a light in the office. It's around about dusk now. Everything's getting a little bit darker here. The sky's a nice deep orange as clouds go across it. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be raining, but it does feel a little bit windy. There's a light in the main office of the building, and you see at least two people over there inside.
Man, why
And this
can't
is
we have it?
our. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, Talker's just complaining about having to do this like when it's getting dark out. He's kind of nervous. He looks kind of a little nervous, but he'll never admit it.
Right?
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm glancing around the parking lot and sort of feeling the ominous the wind in my hair. Let's get inside.
Yeah,
okay.
nothing out here.
All right. So you two enter. You see a man. You see a man talking with a woman, and this man's wearing. He's a thin, lanky fellow. He looks like he looks like he's balding a little bit, and he has a blue shirt with vertical stripes going down it. Looks like it's well used. A few well used with a few marks from old stains here and there. He's talking to a woman in a suit similar to yours, and they're talking a language that you haven't heard before, but it does sound a little bit like Arabic, which you two would have heard a bit of if you did serve in the Mid East or if you served in Afghanistan. It does sound a little bit like Pashto, but nothing like what you've heard before in those languages.
They Jewish?
Are you asking that out loud?
Huh?
Are you asking that out loud?
Well, the character isn't. No, no. I was asking you. Just trying to be funny.
So they are not really paying much attention to you yet. They bid each other farewell, and the man tells her in English, "Be careful." Smiles, opens up the fridge he has in the main office, and he hands each of you a bottle of water. Good luck, fellas. Okay. As he exits, you notice he has a one of his feet are false foot.
He's got an artificial limb.
Yeah, like prosthetic. A prosthetic.
So I guess I'll turn to the lady and say, "Hi, I suppose we're going by code names. They call me Architect, and this here's Talker."
Talker just says nothing. Sips his water.
Talker doesn't say much.
An ironic name. My name's Radio.
I'm sorry, you said
We
radio?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
That's it.
Straightforward.
Say that again. Sorry.
Talker says straightforward. Me? Never mind. Never mind.
Okay, I'm sorry. Was that
He was responding to the name. He said he was
Oh, yeah.
implying the name Radio is straightforward.
Okay? Yeah. Yes, Agent Talker. It is. In any case, we are going to go into the middle ring of the city. Right here in the outer ring, just had to make sure we wrapped up a few things here. And we will have to I just got to grab a few things from the back office. She opens the door to what looks like a little bit of a closet. If you take a look inside, you can actually see a Pakistani flag hanging from the back wall of this particular office. As you hear a bit of rustling around, she comes out with a bag, opens it, and you see a few simple looking radios with earpieces and the wires. You're gonna wear these today, so we can stay in communication. After all, it's a big city.
And what is
Okay.
what's? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
What's the goal of our mission today?
We are going to investigate a few areas where we found these people. See what exactly is causing some of them to appear with these strange ramblings.
And
And
so
we're also
they're I'm sorry, but so you say ramblings? Are they disoriented and like are they've forgotten who they are? They got amnesia? Like what's the condition of these people?
they're disoriented. They're talking. There's a common theme when they're talking. The phrase "it's not a circle" appears often. They often were going with groups of friends that they're worried about where they are. Some talk about hissing. Others talk about stuff like flying guillotine. That's an odd one, in all honesty. Flying guillotine. And the name flying guillotine seems to be an East Asian weapon of some sort, but when we showed them pictures of that, they just shake their heads no. So jury's still out on that.
And I'm sorry, can you say that word again?
The jury's still out on that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The name of that East Asian weapon.
Flying guillotine.
Oh, a blind guillotine.
The blind guillotine?
Yeah. Yes. Howsoever it is pronounced amongst you people.
Well, I've always said guillotine.
Yes. Unfortunately, it does not seem to be what they're talking about. So that's a minor source of frustration for our evaluation officer.
All right.
I've already made sure. Yep.
Sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
Continue.
No. I was just going to offer a dried apricot, but maybe it's not the appropriate moment.
I assure you it most certainly is not. So let us see ourselves to our vehicles, which we've had Mr. Malik prepare. Of course, he's been paid rather handsomely to ensure that. The she opens the door to get to the garage from the inside the office. And then you all see two vehicles. One is a motorcycle with a sidecar, and then the other one is what appears to be a sports car. Not sure what make or model, since the branding seems to have been removed. Both are in classy agency black with silver trim.
Talker whistles a bit when he sees the sports car. He likes what he sees.
Yep. As you see her walking towards the sports car, she looks at both of you. Which one of you is a good driver?
Heck, I'll drive.
Yeah, you do that. I'm great behind the wheel of a boat, but a car, not so much.
She tosses a set of keys to Talker. It has the startup button.
So we're getting in the car now. Is that what's happening?
Okay. Well, you have the two vehicles. You were just handed a set of keys. Are you going to activate them?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
and you hear the motorcycle start up. She smiles a bit. I'm sorry. This is the best I could get for you at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm sure it won't be that. The sidecar actually seems pretty big, and inside there's a duffel bag. That's some equipment for the mission for you. I have to go into the center of the city and see to some business over there. All right. First thing you're going to do is you're going to meet up with one of our agents at this gated community, and she shows you on a map where to go. And it is the Happy Hills gated retirement community, made to ensure that Grandma can live her life at her happiest and hilliest.
Bet that place is a hellhole.
It's actually rather nice, if a bit bland. I wish you good luck. If you need me, I'm on channel 4.
Thanks, radio.
Yeah,
Right.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
We'll meet up later in the night. I'm sure of it. Stay alive.
Oh, that was kind of an ominous thing for her to say, don't you think?
Well, I always do stay alive. Not worried about it. Let's go.
Yep. So
Shotgun.
You guys are on your way to the Happy Hills home. In this bag, you see basic medical kit. Nothing too fancy. You won't be able to do any field surgery with it, but you'll be able to patch up a few wounds here and there. Comes with burn cream, first aid spray, and all that jazz. A few herbs. You see some. You see actually weeks worth of MREs in there. Fit like a week's work for two people. And,
What?
How we?
these are actually the HREs, which are humanitarian rations. They specifically made this to be halal, so you get stuff like chicken biryani and stuff like dal masala in this.
I don't know how long they were expecting us to be out on this mission, but there's enough food here to last us a week.
Along with the requisite water, right? Along with the requisite water, a few bottles of Gatorade, and
well, we got the Gatorade. We're good to go, right? Huh.
A few bottles of Gatorade, some snacks, protein bars, and a few magazines loaded with bullets. Seem to be loaded in the 9mm, but no guns right now.
You said magazines. I thought you meant like magazines with bullets in them, and it took me a second there.
Yeah, magazines with bullets in them. Oh, you thought I meant like magazines like National Geographic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know why this cat fancier has got all kinds of bullets loaded up in it.
All bullets and no guns makes Talker a dead boy.
Mm-hmm. As you pull into the Happy Hills retirement home, you're told specifically to go to building 20 out of building. It seems like there's buildings labeled 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And you see a few complexes. These are big gray buildings, which have a few floors. Building 20 has 4 floors. The rest have 2, except for 60 and 70, which both have 4 as well. As you drive in and you park your sidecar, you encounter a security guard on their patrol, wearing the white shirt and the logo of their organization, as well as a set of khaki pants. They seem to be walking and doing their rounds. Security guard approaches you. Hello, gentlemen. I can't have you parking over here. This is resident parking. If you want guest parking, you can park by building 10, which is not too far.
Well, how far is not too far?
You two do have federal IDs as government agents as well. So however you wish to resolve this.
Do you want to try to sweet talk him, Talker?
Yeah, I can try that. I'm just trying to remember. See, I'm actually having a hard time kind of understanding the audio, so I kind of miss words here and there. So I'm a little bit vague on why we're here.
Oh, you're meeting up with an agent over here. You were instructed to go to building 20 in this retirement community.
Meeting up with an agent in building 12. Okay.
Building 20.
Building 20.
The number doesn't matter. It's
well, if we're gonna have to park at building 10, I don't want to park too far away.
It'll be a little bit of a walk, but it's nothing too bad.
I could try to trade him one of these MRE or these what are they, SREs?
HREs.
HRE. I'm sorry. I got some Alu Matar Gobi here that looks pretty good.
I mean, I could just try to sweet talk him. I got some charm here and some cunning to work with.
Okay.
We can make this my first official Genesys roll.
Exciting times. Okay, so do me a favor. You're gonna make the roll Determine what you want to say. Let me know choose what skill you want to say when it comes to this negotiation. And
Well,
then, yep.
I'm not sure exactly how I deceive him. That is my highest social skill, deception, and it goes with cunning. I'm not really sure what he'd say, but do we have to know exactly what he says?
Let's think of a basic approach.
Well, we can say that he can try and say that they're on a time limit. They need to meet this guy right now. It's a bit of an emergency. We got to get as close as we can, and etc. That sort of thing.
Okay. So you're saying that give me a roll, and your difficulty is going to be 2 perps.
Two
Well,
what?
2 purples.
Oh, I don't know the colors here.
Right. Okay. So basically, you're rolling deception. So your pool is going to be, since it goes off your presence, your pool
It goes off. Its deception goes off cunning.
Oh, yes, it goes off cunning. So your pool, you start at 3 green dice. You have 2 trained deception, so 2 of those green dice upgrade to yellows. So your pool is going to be 2 yellows and 1 green. Okay? And then you're going to add 2 purple dice to the pool. So let me just make sure I know how to make this roll again.
Okay. Let me just. I'm using the dice app here. I'm just trying to.
Hold on a second. We're trying to use the roller inside this here. 1B, 1R, 1, 2, 1K. Okay, so that's how you roll it for each individual color. For yellow, you use Y. For green, you use G. For blue, you use B. For purple, you use P. And then for black, you use K. So type dot roll.
So we're talking. You said we start with three greens, and then the 2 of them get upgraded. You said
2 of them get upgraded because you have 2 trained ranks in deception. So you get 3 green for 3 green for your cunning, and then
so it's 1 green and 2 yellow.
1 green and 2 yellow, and then your difficulty is going to be 2 purple.
Okay. How do you type in against the difficulty, or
you basically type in the whole pool. So you type in dot roll.
Oh yeah, and then 1G 2Y.
Yeah, 2Y, 1G, and then 2P. And it'll calculate.
Is it important for the yellow to come before the green, or does it not matter?
I'm not sure, and I quite frankly don't feel like testing the bot at the moment.
Okay, so I 3 successes and an advantage.
Okay, so don't forget to roll purple. So roll 2 purple. You can roll both the difficulty dice and the regular dice at once.
Okay, 2. Okay, so 2Y, 1G, and then 2 purple. You said.
Yep. So it's 2P. Excellent. Okay, so with this, the security guard looks at you, up and down, both of you. Goes to you and he's like, "Okay, you have you have 15 minutes. If you're not back here by 15 minutes, once I'm done with my rounds in this building, unfortunately, I will have to call our tow guy due to company policy. It's not me. It's not what I want. It's merely the demand of the client, and as a security company, we have to abide it."
Okay. We'll be
Right?
back.
Before me.
Yeah.
Hey, you want this? Looks like it's chana masala. Looks pretty good. You want this prepackaged food here?
No thanks. I already had lunch packed for my mom.
All right, have it your way.
Thank you, though. Appreciate kindness. I may take a little bit longer on this patrol. But again, just try to be back here before I am. I'm kind of hamstrung by my job. And they walk off
Hey, good job, Talker.
as they open the door and they hold the door open. They open the door with a key fob and they hold the door open for you guys and motion for you to enter.
Thank you, thank you.
Yep. So you two get in and you walk in. Security guard walks off on their patrol. And in this lobby, you see a few pictures. Like one picture looks like a black and white image of some trees. Another one looks like a black and white image of a beach with a set of wooden stairs that lead out to a beach. And you have sitting at one of the chairs, which is like a metal art sculpture with a bunch of holes in it, like a cheese grater. And in front of them is a tree stump made to be a table. It's an individual in a suit who's leaning back.
Looks like this is our guy.
Do you introduce yourselves?
Howdy. Oh, sorry, Talker. My name's Architect, and this here's Talker.
Talker nods.
That name's supposed to be a truth or a lie, Talker.
Whatever it needs to be.
I like that answer. All right. Did you guys bring the magazines for Sister Meg?
Oh, yeah, I got them right here in my pockets.
Excellent.
Yep.
So let's go meet Sister Meg. I'm sure you'll find her rather valuable when you give her a magazine. If you don't, she won't be doing much for you.
I'll lead the way.
As they walk over to what looks like a wooden set of drawers with a handle on top, opens up the handle, and before they reach into it, he clicks his tongue, and the lights go out, as well as what look like were cameras with their little red lights showing that they're recording. Those are off. There's still
Okay,
enough
then.
light. There's still enough light coming in through from the sunset that you can still see your friend here pulls out what look to be two submachine guns, big enough small enough to fit in the bag, but big enough to serve as somewhat formidable weapon.
Now we're talking.
You're going into some pretty interesting territory, so I figured it's best for you to be prepared. You have Sister Meg over here, and let's see. Which one of you is ready to cut a steak, and which one of you is not ready to cut a steak?
How you feeling, Talker?
Cut a steak? Is that what he said?
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, I was looking forward to having some sag paneer I saw in the duffel bag, but
Who's have any of you brought in your own equipment? Basically, is what I'm asking.
yeah, I'm ready. I'll cut that steak, and I'll draw my knife.
Excellent. So you have a knife. What
I have
about you,
no
Talker?
I have no idea what's going on. OOC. I have no idea what's going on.
He's basically doing an equipment check, seeing what else you guys have.
I happen to have a knife on me, but that's just my luck.
I actually don't know what my character has. I don't know he's carrying it all.
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume he's not carrying it all. All right, so Talker, I've got a speakerphone for you, and
Okay.
he hands you what looks to be a pistol, small, light, nice aluminum finish on it, along with
Thank you.
a couple of magazines for that. It'll serve
Okay.
you. It'll serve you well. And just so you two know, try not to have those go off unless you absolutely need to. And before I forget, for you two, takes out what look to be two little black remotes with metal, with what look to be two metal antennas sticking out of the ends. Hands one to each of you.
And what are these?
Fellow agent calls them Senor Zappy. I merely prefer to call them stun guns.
We got a stun gun, a pistol with 2 magazines. You said something about an SMG.
Yep. So here are the stats for. Let's start with the SMGs. The SMG stats are ranged light, damage is 5, crit is 3. It is ranged. The range is medium. Its encumbrance is 2, and it has the auto fire special rule.
And what do you say its
Meanwhile,
damage was?
damage is 5.
Okay.
Now for the light pistol, it is ranged light, damage of 5, crit of 4. Its range is short, and that's it. Encumbrance is 1, but I don't think I've overcome you guys already.
And what was the critical on the SMG?
The critical on the SMG is going to be a 3. The critical on the light pistol is going to be a 4.
4, yeah.
The stun gun has melee. It is damage 5, crit of 6. Its range is engaged, and it is stun 3, stun damage.
Okay.
All right.
Damage.
The light pistol seems to be chambered in what looks to be 9. It looks to be 9 millimeters. They look like Berettas. Since you both did service, these are familiar to you. These are 92s, except they seem to be better made than the ones you served with. And ultimately, from your evaluation, that would actually make the gun very, very worth it as compared to the service versions.
Talker looks pleased as he examines the weapon.
Yep. All right. So you two, time for you to go and be on your merry way. Good luck. Good luck out there, and try not to make too much of a mess. As this individual walks up to what looks like the picture of the forest, holds out their hand, and you see them. The image of them kind of goes a bit wavy, and then it's gone.
What the hell was
What
that?
in the...
Did you see that, Talker?
Man, I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I saw. Let's get out of here. Don't want to get in trouble with that security guard.
Yeah, I suppose. On the way out, I'm going to walk over to that picture and sort of put my finger on the edge of the frame and kind of like swing it back and forth on the wall.
And
It
what are you
feels a,
doing?
Just having a look.
the picture feels a little bit warm, but otherwise there are no special qualities that you can discern. Except now it has color.
I think my eyes might be playing tricks on me.
Man, suddenly I'm thinking I'm not getting paid enough.
You're getting paid?
You two do get paid very nicely, and you get some very good health and dental plans for you and your family, as well as
I should
significant others.
start one of those. A family.
And we,
Listen,
yeah,
sorry, talker.
no, let's just go, man. Come on, let's
No,
get out of here.
I think you're right. You're right. You're right. I've been fooling around too much. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so you two exit the building. The sky is now a deep purple color with clouds going. The sky is not deep purple color with wispy clouds flying about, and you see a motorcycle. You see the security guard exiting the building, and he looks at you, and he just looks away and continues walking on his patrol. Doesn't bother you guys.
Bye. Have a good night.
No, come on, man.
And the sky—that's what the sky looks like right now as you head over
Pretty.
to the motorcycle.
Well, I'll tell you, that's nice. I mean, it doesn't quite compare to the Gulf of Mexico on a warm summer's night, but it's pretty nice.
I'll take it.
And now you are heading towards the middle ring of Ravenstrand as you leave Happy Hills Retirement Community. See a few cars coming in, and you pass by. You pass by what look to be a few kids with spray cans walking in as you drive off. Gotta drive a bit slowly because speed bumps for the community, but once you hit the road, you hit the road. Do you say anything to anybody as you leave, or just straight up leaving?
Well, it looks like they're about to have some fun.
Yeah, I'll give them a wave from the from the sidecar.
Yeah, give them a 2-finger salute.
And they look, and they look at you guys, and they look at each other, and they start debating. It seems like they're starting to debate and having second thoughts. You hear the word "the feds" thrown around a bit. Light turns green, and you're off on your merry way.
So was there any plan for, like, are we supposed to be doing this overnight? Is that the goal? I'm saying that out of character.
You've been given details basically to go in and investigate. Not much from beyond that. However, you do have the radios. You can call radio, and see what her read is on it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, I thought radio was a guy. Okay, doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, let's tune into her channel. Radio, this is Architect over.
She's like, and then you hear her over both your radios. Hello, how's it going?
We've just resupplied with Sister Mag, and we're on our way into the location that we were supposed to head to. How are you doing? Over.
All is well. I'm just cutting a few shrubs here.
Is that some kind of code?
Yeah, Talker, that seems weird to me. You think she's the way these other people have been talking? You think she's like killing people?
Man, I don't even. You're both weird to me. She's cutting shrubs, and you're asking her how she's doing, and we're on a mission here. I just want to know if we're supposed to get some sleep or not.
Oh, that's simple. So, this mission seems like it's going to be taking the night, and then you'll be able to get sleep. We have the finest hotel set up with rooms for you two.
And where's that at?
That's in the third ring. So in the inner ring of the city.
All right, so we go do our investigation, and then we head to get some sleep after that.
Yeah, hopefully it shouldn't take too long. In any case, good luck. I have to deal with a particularly devious plan right now. Good day, and I will meet you eventually.
10-4 over and out.
Okay, you hear the radio click off as you are driving, and you pass by signs that clearly mark which ring you are in. So you are in the southern sector of the first ring, and now you're crossing into the southern sector of the third ring. From here, you know you have to go into the eastern sector, according to the GPS system.
All right, looks like we gotta go. We gotta go that way, Talker.
Is it this exit? Is it this? Is it this exit? He asks if it's this exit, like right
Well, you
when
want to
they get
bear.
to it.
Yeah, you want to take this exit, but bear left.
Want
We see how the
okay.
exit splits. There's two.
Yeah.
You go right off the exit, but then bear left.
Okay. So, and Talker like pulls like the last second right on that exit, and then just sort of hangs left, maybe a little too far left.
Yeah, so you hang left. Your face comes a bit too close to the wall under the bridge, but you barely scrape it, and you see a few signs, a few neon signs. One sign says, "Come visit the underground forest, Raventhread's famous arboreal destination." And then you see a few other signs, Azamo Corp. You see some billboards. They say you see a few billboards for Cyberblade, filmed right here in Ravensthread. And you see a few more. You see a few more signs. And one electronic billboard says, "Congratulations, UN Chairwoman Amelia Serrano, daughter of Ravensthread." A few things here and there. You know, UN. You know, the Secretary General of the United Nations is now Amelia Serrano, the first lady in the role, and she grew up here in Ravensthread. That was a big thing in the news and whatnot. A lot of the big organizations were banding that about.
She was the first woman. What?
The first woman Secretary General of the United Nations.
Well, it's about time, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens.
But yeah, no. So you pass by a few of these signs, few billboards, a few restaurants. Some of them are open. You see a few clubs and bars open. Some of the bars, the bouncers, they wear a similar uniform to the security guard at the Happy Hills, but instead the shirt is black. It seems for the bouncers and the club guys. Police driving by here and there. Normal city activity. A few carts that are actually still open at night and hawking their foods to people with somewhat dim lamps and street lights to illuminate sidewalks. Doesn't seem like anything's really quieting down. In fact, this just seems another facet to the city life. Instead of what you would expect in this region, you expect the city to effectively shut down, but no, people are out and about. This continues. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, continue. Do you have a question or something?
Oh no, I was going to make a comment, but it sounded like Vespin was as well.
No, Talker's just, one more place in the world that never sleeps. Like, we need another one of those.
I spent a real nice weekend in New York City one time. I don't remember too much of it, but I'm pretty sure I had a good time.
Yeah, I've had enough nights I don't remember.
Well, hopefully tonight won't be one of them.
Yeah, we can only hope. So where are we headed to again?
You are heading to the GPS just lists an address,
Says
and
here
as
4,000 feet.
4,000 feet. How the heck am I supposed to count 4,000 feet?
Well, I don't know.
and
It just says
the GPS
4,000
pipes
feet.
the GPS pipes up 3,500 feet.
There you go. Now we just got 7 more of those.
So
3,000 feet. 2,500 feet. 2,000 feet. 1,500 feet.
All right, looks like it's coming up now.
Feet.
So am I
500
turning
feet.
here?
A little bit
500
further on
feet.
there. You see that right there, right by that stop
But
sign.
is that right there? The place with the
And you
is that one?
see, as you pull
Yep, that's
in,
it.
you see Ravensthread Natural History Museum. As you pull into the parking lot of this building. And it seems, unlike the other places in the city, the museum does seem closed for the night. As there's some crime tape and other things around the scene, as well as a squad car with an open door. You see a few officers in there and a few people wrapped in blankets as you approach.
Well, this is
I'm gonna,
definitely our stop.
yeah, it looks like it. I'm going to pull out my ID, my government ID.
Yep.
What? How does everyone know Agents of Obsidian, or do we identify ourselves? Like, is that a secret to the general?
Matthias's style guide basically says identify yourselves as a Federal Bureau of Investigation. Most people assume that means FBI. So
Okay.
you see a Latino woman in trench jacket with her curly hair and drinking a bit of coffees with a very annoyed mood on her face, observing as blue clothes officers move in and out, trying to secure a scene.
We told like what kind of scene is what were we told anything about what we were going to find here?
No.
Oh, good.
You're going to this effectively blind. So,
howdy, ma'am. We're federal agents. We're here to gather information about the goings on. What can you tell us?
what going on are you here to investigate?
I'm going to glance over at Talker.
Okay, so I guess Talker's going to make. I guess he's going to make a charm check. He's just going to basically talk about how they're just looking into what's going on, see if everybody's okay. Ask what happened, and they just want to gotta check some boxes.
All right, so give me a roll for charm. Assemble your pool, and we're going to make this difficulty a. We're going to make this a difficulty of 3 purple.
Okay, so he's got.
Can I assist here?
Do you have?
I have a presence of 3.
Okay, so let's see. You can roll as well to assist, and I'll make my determination from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Could we do like a combined pool, like his charm skill and my presence?
Mm,
Isn't there
See,
rules for teamwork or something?
I am looking it up right now. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I have the rule book over here. I'm gonna make sure that we get that right.
So I've been rolling 3 green, 1 yellow, and 3 purple.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Talker. I just see your presence is 4, so that wouldn't be any good anyway.
Yeah,
can I just offer him a blue die? Just sort
Sure.
of back him up and look official, and
Yeah.
I'll peer around the scene and
I'll allow
take
it.
out a couple of dried apricots and munch on them like this is old hat for me.
I wonder how much you have left. So, roll.
Dude.
Well, at least I wasn't able to help you with that blue die.
All right, so you have 3 advantages. How would you want to use those 3 advantages in the social encounter?
Okay. Let's see.
So,
It's
the goal.
I'm gonna successfully conceal my true goal in the encounter.
Okay. She looks at you and she's like, I don't think I can authorize you into this area yet. It's outside of your jurisdiction, and quite frankly, we haven't secured the scene at the moment. We're still working on that. Can't have you trampling over anything that might be evidence in there.
Okay. Talker is visibly disappointed, but tries to hide it.
Yeah, she scrunches her face a bit as she's having a hard time. It seems like she's having a hard time getting a read on you. I gotta go. I gotta go back in there. Leave me alone, please. She heads back inside museum. You see a few people, like one cop's handing a cup of coffee to what looks like a person in some sort of a security uniform for the museum. This person has like a blanket wrapped around them.
Think they might know anything?
They might. I mean, that security guard for the museum might have seen what was ever going on.
That should have been an easy kill right there. Man.
Sometimes fate just isn't on your side.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is there? So you said we've got police tape up around the outside of the building.
Yep.
What about the edges of the building? Are there? Is there a way to maybe get around and look through a window or something like that?
Yeah, you have that option.
So while Talker's doing his thing, I'll try to kind of like edge my way over to the edge of the parking lot and see if I can, or perhaps I've got a pretty good mechanic skill. I don't know if there's there's not going to be like a security terminal on the outside of the building.
Considering the time we are in, it probably would be more a computer's check anyway.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's just nature of the beast.
No, yeah, sure.
But yeah, no. What do we want to resolve first? Do we want to resolve your perception check first? Or do we want to resolve Talker's conversation first?
I'm doing the rolling. Let him go.
Okay, so make me a perception roll. I'm going to give you, since the museum's lights are out, you're going to add 2 black for darkness. And then roll me a perception check for 2 purple. 2 purple, 2 black, okay?
All right. Would I happen to have a cell phone?
Yes.
Could I maybe try shining the light from the cell phone down this little alleyway?
Sure. You're going to remove, since it's cell phone's light is not the best light in the world, you're going to remove 1 black.
Okay.
However, this does open the possibility that you will be seen snooping around since you are shining a light. So I'm letting you know that now. Right. Make that roll. I'm going to step away for 1 second, but make that roll. Okay? I'll be right back.
Oh, whoops! I hit 12 black or 12 purple.
That's like a giant dragon just comes out of the thing and breathes fire on you.
We'll have to see if he'll just take those first 2 purple. Because if so, then I'm doing okay.
Surprised we didn't get briefed at all, like on anything.
We're definitely flying blind. So, Vespin, is your news to Genesys? Is your experience more with Dungeons and Dragons or other games?
Well, I was really into back from 2000 2007. I was really into like collecting, reading, and taking notes on role playing games, but I rarely played them. And then life changed a lot. Things were upset a lot, and so just in the last month, I decided to try and pick up the hobby again. And I'm trying to like not be that guy who has all the books on his shelves but never plays them.
Sure.
And trying not to be that guy anymore. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a conscious effort to try and actually play these games instead of just like ooh and ah over their rule systems and their settings and their art. Figure if I'm going to be a role playing fan, I need to actually, role play.
What?
What?
You rolled 12?
Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Do you want me to re-roll entirely, or do we want to just take those first 2 purple dice?
Do a full reroll, please. That's
You got it. No problem.
That's impressive. No, it's okay. It's okay. We all make mistakes. Part of the fun.
Full wash.
A full wash. Okay. I get to be a bit creative here. Let's see. Okay, so with a full wash, what we have is you're trying to look into the museum and trying to climb up on a few things here and there because there's, of course, some garbage cans and whatnot, dumpster. You try to climb on top of the dumpster, but then you see, when you shine your light up there, you hear hissing and you see a cat with a few kittens. And before she has a chance to actually hit you with the swipe, you back off. It seems that climbing into the building might not be as easy as you would want it to.
Well, damn. All right, I'll circle back around to the parking lot.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Okay, so
You said meanwhile. I thought you said, hey, Ryle.
No.
how do you want to approach this?
So is this person I'm talking to a man or a woman?
It is a man.
It's a man, and
He looks to be middle-aged. He's just in museum security guard uniforms. And he has basically has a basic museum. He basically has basic white shirt, black tie, with a tie clip. The tie clip has a flag on it that the tie clip has a flag on it that looks to be from what you saw on the billboards for the Cyberblade TV show. It looks to be the flag of that one of the characters wears in Cyberblade.
okay, so this is not a security guard?
This is security guard.
Oh, this is a security guard.
Yeah, and he's describing his uniform.
Okay. Did he witness at all what happened with the woman he was talking to? The woman, the woman Vespin, the woman talker was talking to.
He did not. He was looking away at the time because
Okay.
he was shaking. He was just giving it some coffee, so He's drinking that. It seems like the coffee is now empty.
Okay, so I'm gonna cunning deception here. I'm really not sure exactly what my character would say, except that he's going to lie to this guy in the hopes that this guy will tell him something about what's going on.
You. Oh, what was that?
I don't know.
That was a weird sound. I think Craig's being weird. Oh well. In
Shut
any
up, Craig.
case, okay, so you're gonna do deception. Make me a roll. We're gonna make this a. We'll make this one purple, since this guy's already seems pretty frazzled, and we're gonna because he's frazzled, we're gonna add a black because he's still a little bit guarded and seems a bit miffed that he's out of coffee at the moment, since it seems to be a bit unsteady.
Okay, so Talker's going to try and talk it up like, we're going to make this place safer, and we're a federal investigation, and we just want to, we want you to just calm down, tell me what happened, and etc.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so you said this was one purple and one black.
No, just one purple, one black.
Okay, and is going to be, let's see, one green, two yellow.
Yep.
Okay. 3 successes. Oh, wait a minute. One of them is not purple. One of them not black. I think I did the wrong. Come on.
Just give me a second. Let me fix this. I'm just gonna roll one. I'm just gonna roll one black and we'll add that. Okay, it's 2 successes. Didn't change much. All right. So with the 2 successes, basically, the guard looks up at you, and he's like, "Well, there were people there. Uh, you know how you know how spiders eat, and yeah. And a guillotine that flies. It's it was just that, and then he grabs your uniform. He's like, "It's not a circle. It's not a circle. It's not a circle."
Just calm down, sir. Just calm down.
And he starts shouting that it's not a circle as the police start coming up, and they pull him away from you. Like, this is another one, it seems. Sorry about that, sir. As one of the officers tips his hand at you, as they pull him away from you, and he's still shouting, "It's not a circle." As Ryle, you come back to the parking lot, hearing this shouting that it's not a circle.
So Talker basically looks over at Architect and just sort of, how do I describe this? He just sort of makes a hand motion toward the other guy, like the other guy is crazy.
And you do hear him shout. "Natural animal's wing! It's not a circle!" As he's loaded into a car.
I'm sorry, what was the first part of that sentence?
Natural animal wing.
Natural animal wing.
Yep.
Okay.
So did you find a way in?
Nah, I ran across a mama cat and her kittens, and I just couldn't bring myself to disturb her.
There's got to be a way in here. Okay, we got to probably get to that natural animal wing or whatever. I guess it's not a circle, so we shouldn't keep our eyes open for one of those, huh?
Yeah, well, what was that fella told us as we were leaving the retirement community? Square pegs don't fit in a round hole.
Well,
Wonder,
if it's not a circle, maybe it's a square.
I mean, or an octagon.
Oh,
But
we
yeah,
got
I agree.
we got the GM laughing here.
I agree. We got to find a way in.
Okay, so at this moment, out comes out the detective, and she runs towards the officer loading a person in the squad car, yelling at him about procedure and how she still needs to interview him. And the officer's like, "Okay, good luck. Okay. Look, I'm trying to manage this the best I can." And she basically goes off on him. There's a lot of Spanish being thrown back and forth. She's like, "Okay, big sis, good luck."
There's a lot of Spanish being thrown back. So they're speaking Spanish at each other. Is that what you said?
Yes, very quickly. Like when a natural Spanish speaker
Yeah.
speaks to another one. You know how when people of different foreign languages speak very fast to each other?
Mm.
That's what's happening. They're very animated in this conversation.
So does this look like a moment when they might be distracted enough for us to slip into the museum? Or does that not seem like a possibility?
I mean, it all depends on how you view this opportunity.
What do you think, Talker? Should we try to slip on in right now while they're distracted?
Maybe our best bet.
Okay. So normally you guys could roll stealth for this, but let me double check to see if you guys actually have stealth skill. So that
I do. I have one stealth.
Nice.
Okay. So make me a stealth roll. It's going to be one purple. Since the officers are mostly distracted by the detective and her brother arguing. As you can see, it looks in some of their faces. This is not the first time this has happened. So let's see. What were the rules? Oh, how do you want to spend those three advantages?
Oh, jeez.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yep.
What do you think of this, Talker? If maybe so, they see us trying to get into the museum, but maybe some of the other civilians start sort of like freaking out. Something sets them off, and so they sort of go off in a way that prevents the cops from reacting to us going in.
I like that.
I approve. That's a very creative use of the narrative dice. I approve it on principle. So you hear them shouting at you to not go in there while they're dealing with the rest of the civilians going a bit bonkers, saying the same thing. Saying same things like how Spider eats guillotines that fly and it's not a circle.
You ready for some flying guillotines, old architect?
I
You
suppose.
walk into the museum and you already see a bit of a bad scene. There's a bit of there's a bit of blood here and there. Looks like somebody was bleeding when they were carried out. You see one towel covering a body.
Mm.
You investigate?
Yeah, Talker walks over there and just walks slowly, trying to take in all the details.
It's the entrance lobby to the museum. They have a bunch of little posters and a map with the wings, as well as a spot with a cleverly posed dinosaur skeleton with a circle mark saying take a picture with Rexy for you kids.
Mm.
And you walk up to you see there's the front desk with the computer still on. There's a map that directs you to some places, including the security office, which is right behind the front lobby desk. Natural Animal Wing is to the east of the museum on the second floor. There's a few other wings here and there, like there's a Raven's Stride History wing, there's Dinosaur wing, there's a mineral section, and there's one that's actually put up on posters, brand new, on loan from Museum of Natural History in New York. The largest amnest geode in existence.
Is there a wing called the natural animal wing or whatever?
Yes, that's actually right by the mineral wing. You also have the body over here that you can choose to investigate or ignore, however you see fit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I originally meant when I said he moves forward closely to the. I meant to say he moves forward closely to the body to take in all the details.
Okay, so there's a blanket. There's a blanket or a towel, some sort on it. It looks like a fire blanket. Would you want to remove it?
Slowly.
Okay, so you remove it, and what you see is what looks like a man completely dried out. The eyes are hollow. There seems to be a tongue, but completely dried out. Like you see a hole in the chest where the heart would be, and the skin looks very shriveled up. Like effectively, it looks like somebody. It looks like when you suck up a priest's son, it gets all crumpled and all that. That's what it looks like here.
Man.
And you get like a sort of a acidic stench from the hole in the individual's chest. The hole looks like a fist-size hole.
I know some women who've done this to some friends of mine, but I don't think they did this.
Hey, Talker says here natural animal wings on the second floor. And let's see, you are here. It says, oh my gosh, look at the hole in that man's chest.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to look at it anymore. He covers it over and
Oh, he's all dried out like a lizard on a fence post.
it looks like something you'd eat.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do like to dry meats as well as fruits.
All right, let's head to that wing, see if we can't find something.
As you walk by, you notice there's there's scrapes on the floor and a few things that are turned over, some broken, a lot of broken furniture, and even some spent shell casings.
I'm going to pull out my stun gun at this point.
As you walk in, you approach the natural history wing. You walk by a display featuring the evolution of the human, with them basically standing at different stages from ape to Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal, and human.
That one looks like my
And
cousin.
I'm guessing you're pointing to Neanderthal.
Of
You
course.
would say that.
As you walk by, and it's still like lit by dim orange yellowish light, the shadows make it look like the eyes of the cave people are following you as you walk into the natural history wing. And you walk in the natural history wing, and it's a mess. There are displays tipped over. There is one display was meant to be a stuffed bear. You see half stuffed bear over here, half stuffed bear over there. What looks like a terribly clean cut, and it looks like it was bisected, not horizontally but vertically. You see a bunch of large blood splatters. You see some more of the desiccated bodies, and a few more bodies wrapped in towels. You see one towel that is over a body, but it looks like it doesn't quite line up. Like it doesn't seem like the body is fully there. It seems like there's like one half and another half of it that someone tried to put together before they put the blanket over it.
So if Talker makes a perception check, is there anything that he could potentially find with it? I mean,
Yeah, there's always things you can find in perception checks, even failed ones.
all right, he'll make a perception check. So he's got 2 agility, so that's 2 yellow, two
You may
green.
you may also make a perception check, Ryal, since this is an investigation. So
All right.
What's the difficulty?
I'm going to make this a difficulty of 2 purple, and we're going to add 2 black to this. Why? Well, we'll figure it out.
Oh,
Dot.
typed it in wrong. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys notice a few more of the display. You guys notice a few more of the displays that are chopped. You guys notice a few more displays that are chopped through, and a few more splatters. What you notice, and another thing you notice is you have some blood that's still spilling from the top rafters. In fact, you're about to point this out, architect, when you notice. You're about to point this out, architect, when a head falls down at your feet from the ground, from the rafters. As you take a strain for the light bit of panic that gives you, you both look up, and what you see kind of shocks you. As I am sending up the picture right now.
Oh, this
Hey,
ought to be
Tucker.
lovely.
I got a bad feeling about this.
As you see what looks to be a pterosaur-like creature, with its wingspan stretches out. Quick estimate seems to be about 10 feet. Its beak ends in what each looks like half of the head of a war axe and seems wicked sharp. You see, this one is using one foot and one wing to bounce on the rafter. The other foot and wing are holding a body. As a long prehensile tongue digs into the now headless body it's holding. Its eye flicks to you as it drops the body and lets out a screech. You hear two more. Yep.
Sorry, what range are we talking about here?
We are talking. This is medium range, considering
Okay.
it's a big two-story wing. So this is medium range.
Okay,
As
so
it,
can I like spend an incidental to take out my SMG?
yeah. And so, do me a favor, everybody. Guess what we're rolling?
Oh,
Initiative.
yay. Okay. So
Well, I
let's
feel
see
like
what.
I feel like we're probably rolling vigil or no cool, right? Since we're aware of this
You
situation.
are. No, it would be vigilance because this is effectively a surprise. Like the whole span of it dropping the head and the body is a few seconds. So I'm rolling this as vigilance, if that's okay.
Okay.
Roll.
That's willpower, right?
Vigilance is I have a character sheet here. Why am I not looking at it?
Because I can't
Vigilance is
barely read it.
Vigilance is
Yeah,
willpower.
Oh, I keep putting the slash.
That's
that's
okay.
right. I forgot the roll last time.
Okay, and let's see. This beastie has that, so that should be simple enough. Okay, aces. So it's going to be player, player, and beastie. The way Genesis Initiative works is that you don't roll for yourself, you roll for player slot, or the GM rolls for monster slot. So effectively, you get a slot that can go to any member of the party, and they too get a slot that can go to any member of the party. So you can actually designate who's activating when as a party. That encourages cooperation and basically makes it so that even if you roll badly on initiative, someone can give you a spot if you need to.
You
So
get a spot, and you get a spot, and everybody gets a spot.
Hey, Oprah, are you a good shot? Well,
Uh,
Tucker, how are you with the weapon?
well, it's been a while, but we're going to find out.
I'm not too good with a firearm. I'm better off hand to hand. Why don't you take a shot?
Okay. Now, let's see here. You're going to have to tell me how this works. I can't quite remember.
Okay, so it's at medium range. Range
Yep.
attack is going to be difficulty of 2.
Okay, difficulty of 2, and it
All right.
is...
It has 1 defense, so you can add a black to that. You're making a ranged attack using ranged light for the stat. That's based off agility and whatever ranks you have in ranged light.
Okay, so it's 1 green, 1 yellow, and you said there was what's the setbacks and difficulties and whatever?
The difficulty is 2 for the range, and then the defense is 1, so that's 1 black.
Okay, so that'd be 2 purple and 1 black. 1 green and 1 yellow. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. Ranged light. I get that's actually 2 green. I think. Yeah. That's
Hold on.
2. That's 2 green.
Checking your character sheet just to be sure. You have 2 agility. You do not have range. You do have range light train, so that is
Yep.
one yellow, 1 green.
1 yellow, 1 green. Okay, that was right the first time. Okay.
Do we have story points potentially to spend?
Yes, you do have story points. You have 2 story points. I have 1.
If you want to use one, Vestman, that would upgrade your other green into a yellow potentially.
Yeah, let's go for that. So we'll do 2 yellows. Let's spend a story point.
Okay, so
Sure. Fat load of good that did.
The yellows came through, but so did the difficulty dice.
that's okay. Okay, so you spent
yeah.
Okay, so you fire at it rather quickly, not able to draw much of a beat at it, as it lets out a screech and hops over to another set of rafters, hopping from rafters actually to the railing of the second floor of this, seemingly ready to finally launch into an attack against you. You have an action, architect. What would you like to do?
All right. Well, I guess for my maneuver, I'll draw my SMG. I'm sorry. Is it still at medium to me?
It's short now.
Oh, good. All right. Perfect. Yeah. So I'll draw the SMG with my maneuver. I'll spend 2 strain to aim.
Okay, so when you spend 2 strain to aim, that gives you a blue die on your ranged attack. You can only spend the 2 strain to gain. You spend 2 strain to gain the extra maneuver, and you use the maneuver to aim. This is, of course, for the benefit of anybody that's listening, that may be listening in the future.
Sure.
Cost benefit and all that jazz.
So since I'm not trained in the ranged light skill, that'll be 2 green for my 2 agility,
2
1
green,
blue for one blue,
1 blue
for aiming.
1 black and 1 purple.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, I got a lucky shot.
Okay, aces. So you do hit it, and your bullets do score into its body, making it bleed a little bit as it lets out a shriek. And how would you like that spend that? How would you like to spend that advantage? Would you like to recover strain with it, or
I
would
think
you?
because we're in this sort of dire situation facing a bizarre creature we've never seen before, when Talker sees me actually wound the beast, it sort of fortifies his nerves. So I'll add a blue die to his next check.
All right, excellent. And I like the justification too. So it's the beastie's turn. It's wounded a little bit, but it does not seem deterred as it flies towards you. It's going to use the pounce ability to make a flyby attack against one of you. And let's see, what is your defense, gentlemen?
1.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Did you say with our men in black suits, was that one? It was 1 ranged and 2 melee, right?
Yes, 1 range and 2 melee. It was made more for knives than anything than bullets, but it provides adequate protection against both.
So if this beastie is melee attacking us, we have 2 defense.
Yep. So I'm gonna roll for the beastie now, and let's see. It has that roll. We have
What bot is this you're using to make these rolls?
RPG Sessions bot.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out RPG Sessions, it's a really cool. You can download an app to your phone, or you can use the web portal, and it's just great for keeping track of your character. It has a game table too, so if you're playing with friends online, it's a really cool resource.
Okay, so it flies in trying to attack you and swings by between the both of you. You both are able to step out of the way as its axe beak chops a little bit into the floor and cuts clean through it as it flies up back to the railing, turning around and letting out a hiss at both of you. It is now player slot.
That thing smells worse than a pelican roost. Whew.
I haven't even noticed what it smells like yet.
So, who wants to go? There are 2 player actions before it gets to go again.
I guess I'll take another shot.
All right.
Is it still medium or short now, or?
It's short range now.
Okay. And I get an extra.
You get an extra
blue,
blue.
right? All right.
You can spend your maneuver aim as well if you wish.
2 successes, 1 threat.
Okay, so
wait a minute. No, wait. That I can't spend a story point again. I have to re-roll that. One of those yellows was from a story point.
Oh, yes. Okay, so re-roll that, and don't forget, since you have the option, you can use a maneuver to aim as well to add a blue. So you can get 2 blue on this roll.
That's 2 strain, though, right?
No, you have a maneuver available that you didn't use, so you don't have to spend 2 strain to get an extra maneuver.
I had to spend it because I drew my weapon as a maneuver last round.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll add another blue on that then.
So here's your pool: 1 yellow, 1 green, 2 blue, 1 purple, 1 black.
Boom.
Now there's a good hit.
All right, you gain 4 successes. You gain ooh-wee. You can, with those 3 advantages, you can basically.
I got the printout right here. I got the table printed out here.
Yep, you can activate. Remember, the SMGs have the auto fire quality.
But we'd have to increase the difficulty to use that, right?
You can actually spend advantage to activate it. You don't just. You can increase difficulty to have it innately in the roll, no matter what you roll, or you can simply spend the advantage.
Let's see. I think I'd like to spend the advantage to hit the wings enough that the creature wouldn't feel comfortable flying for a little while.
Let's see. You are okay. So.
Could that potentially force it down to ground level?
Let's see. Force target you off the range, ignore penalty, negate target's defense. I'll say you're able to. Okay, so let's see. I say with. If you want to spend all 3 advantages, you can turn up. You can negate its defense until he negates defense until the end of the round, or you can have the attack disable upon 1 piece of gear instead, rather than dealing wounds or strain. Let's see.
I'm making as hard as I can for you.
No. I appreciate the question. I'm just trying to figure out what would be a fair judgment to pass down for this particular matter.
Yeah, if, messing with its wings in some way to bring it into melee range of me would be a good advantage for us.
You get target enemy's defense, such as defense gained. When first target, drop a melee or range weapon they are wielding. Gain +1 melee or range defense at the end of active character's next turn. Howling them temporarily with a shot leg or disabling them. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna have to spend all 3 strain, but I will let that 3 strain be used to effectively cause it to crash down onto the floor now.
You mean advantage?
Yes, the advantage. My apologies. And let's see, 4 successes, so SMG's damage 5, 4, 3 comes damage 8. Deal 6, sorry, that's 3. Okay, so it's looking very bad right now. It is very bloody right now, especially with the holes in its wings, and its shrieking is very raspy. It is as it crashes down onto the floor. It seems not too happy with the current situation. And
Finish it off, man.
Hey, now's my chance.
All right,
So,
what are you gonna do?
so as I said earlier, I had the stun gun out in one hand, and then last round I used my maneuver to draw my SMG in my other hand. But
Okay.
I still got that stun gun out. So I'm gonna use a maneuver to close to engaged,
Okay.
and then try to hit it with that stun gun.
Okay, so roll me a brawl, and its defense is 1. You're going to roll. You're only going to roll 1 purple because it is very wounded right now. I'm pulling up the item qualities right now.
I forgot to type roll again.
That's okay. That's okay.
No forgiveness.
Oh man! Whoops! I slipped in its blood.
As you are approaching this creature, you slip. You approach this creature and you're charging at it. You're amped up. You're ready to finally handle it and see to its end. And you trip over a puddle that it bled over on it, crashing into the creature, but not in a way that hurts it. However, let's see, you have 4 advantages, so
Yeah.
you basically you cause it to roll over a little bit, and you okay, so you cause it to roll over a little bit, and this gives an opening to this gives an opening for one of you to take advantage of after it has the opportunity to go.
Yeah,
So
would I potentially use 3 of those advantage to maybe upgrade the next attack on it?
so one of those advantages is going to adding a blue to actually. Have go and basically knock this thing around, so it does have to use a maneuver to
Okay, that sounds
get
good to
back
me.
upright. Accidentally, but yes.
Oh damn! Whoops! Oh well. Oh, shoot! I knocked it down.
As it shrieks and it's not too happy, it gets back up again, and it's
I
panting very hard. It's looking at you, and it flies up and gets back on and flies up, and you see it's not even focused on you. It's just having the hands on swing, grabbing at the railing of the 2nd floor. Now that's its turn. It's now a player slot.
think I could distract it with one of these apricots.
Maybe they'd be good for something.
Finish that
So
thing off.
Okay, I'll take a shot at it.
All right, short range. It doesn't have a defense this turn, and you get a blue.
So 1 blue, 1 purple.
1 blue, 1 purple, and whatever your range light is.
Let's see. Range. I'm using the SMG. Is that? Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay. You're.
The skill. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on.
Fate is a fickle mistress tonight.
Well, I can. I'm gonna add advantage. I'm gonna add advantage to Architect's next attack.
Okay, Architect. You see, surprisingly, the creature's still able to maneuver out of the way of Talker's bullets, and you have an opening here.
Talker is like the worst shot ever.
You've done a good amount of damage to this beastie.
Hello, my cat. Not right now. Not right now, my kitten. Not right now.
Oh yes, they're cats.
All right, so sorry to interrupt the cat talk. We're probably going to get one for my girls for Christmas, so I'll have 1 or 2 to talk about then. All right, so I'm going to aim carefully with my SMG for a blue die, and then I'll have that blue die from Talker.
That's 2 blue dice. Your ranged light skill and difficulty is going to be 1 purple.
All right, and a black for defense, right?
It does not have the defense now because somebody crashed into it, knocking it a little bit woozy.
Oh, who did that? That was a good thing.
So he gets that. He gets another blue. No, not another blue. It's he got that blue from one of those blues from my 2 advantages, right?
One of those from you, and then one of those from aiming.
I was momentarily not paying attention.
No worries. It always happens. So you basically lay out into this thing, and it just becomes perforated. Lets out a final shriek that almost sounds a little bit mournful as it falls down. Wings splayed out into the ground, part of a wing crashing into a display of trees and whatnot, like a model forest. As you see it thrash you a little bit, it keeps thrashing, and then the head just tilts over, the tongue lolls out, and the once yellow eye starts to dim.
Where did that thing come from, man?
Is that thing like a dinosaur or something?
Well, I believe technically flying reptile, but yeah, I think it lived at the same time as dinosaurs.
Good Lord. Does it look like that creature is the creature that did all the damage to everybody?
Here's the thing: it looks like it does look like the creature that did the axe murderer style damage to people, but it doesn't look like it has any way to actually punch a hole in somebody. And most certainly, from what you've observed from its eating habits, it does not pump acid and drink people like Capri Suns.
Well, Architect, I have a feeling that is not the last creature in here, and I'm thinking the other one's probably Spider.
Oh man, I wish you hadn't said that. I was thinking spider, but I was hoping it wasn't going to be a spider.
Well, at this point, I'm not going to be surprised at anything.
Now, when they're talking about a square peg and a round hole, I haven't yet seen that either. So let's keep our eyes open for that.
As you hear some rushing down the stairs, and you hear some shouting. And you hear some shouting. What's going on? As you see the detective, she runs into the room, sees the mess and the creature dead.
Now, detective, we're federal agents, and we've been sent here to take care of this situation. As you can see, we've already done a pretty good job, but I think our job isn't done yet.
Okay, so this is gonna be a fun one. Do me a favor, architect. Roll me negotiation.
All right. So in this case, I'm trying to convince them to let us do our job, and the negotiation perhaps is that we'll make their lives easier.
Yeah. And give yourself a blue for dead monster, being evidence
Ooh.
of how effective you guys are.
And what difficulty am I looking at?
You are looking at a difficulty of 2, average check. Because you did run into the building. Wait, now. Oh, aces. Okay, so let's see. You can use that to recover a strain that you've spent.
And I didn't mention it before, but on that last roll, I got an advantage. If you don't mind, I'd like to use that for strain as well.
No, it's too late. You can't do that. Go ahead, man.
Thank you.
All right, so she nods and she's like, "Okay, I'm sorry. It's going to be a wild night. We'll clean up over here. Was this the one that caused everything?"
We don't think so. We think there's something else out there.
All right, all right, all right. Hellers, as you see one of the officers come up, a woman who has a woman with dark skin, black hair, tied up in a bun. Yeah, accompany the gentleman here. Make sure if you find anybody, make sure they're okay. And back them up, please. You got it, Valerie. It's Detective Esperanza. Well on job. Sorry.
Esperanzo.
आयुष्मान खाना नमाज पढ़ ली आपने
Victoria.
बात नहीं पढ़ी मगर की 8 o'clock only नमाज आगे रोटी खा
Sorry, you'll have
Okay.
to forgive me. I mainly have kitchen Spanish. No carne para mí, por favor.
Me gusta jugar videojuegos.
Get out of here before I decide to kick you out again.
10-4, good buddy.
As you're walking with the officer, she's asking you, "So, you guys took that thing down? What is it?"
Heck if I know.
I believe it was a flying reptile from the age of dinosaurs.
Looks like it, doesn't it? But it's weird. Its beak does not match anything we found before in fossils.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am not an enthusiast of the Paleozoic era.
Mesozoic.
Oh, well, as I said, I'm not really an enthusiast.
It's remarkable, but not good because it's killed people.
Well, do you maybe know of a creature from that period that was able to inject poison or some sort of digestive juices into beings and remove their guts through a sucker?
That sounds like a spider, but spiders did not grow that big back then. They were big for a period before then. There was an age when there was so much oxygen, insects grew to massive degrees, like centipedes that were 20 feet long. Have you ever seen the King Kong movie? Giant bugs like that.
No, but I'm free tonight after all this.
I'm sure you are.
Why do I have
just
this
saying.
feeling? I'm just saying OOC. Why do I have this feeling like that giant gemstone or crystal or whatever has something to do with this?
Oh, yeah, it's got to be like an egg or a portal or something.
Okay, so you guys are walking through the museum. You hear some scratch. You hear some. Do me a perception check actually before I tell you what you
Do a what? Do a what check?
Perception.
Perception.
2 purple, standard difficulty.
Perception, and that's
Dang it.
perception is. Man, I cannot read this sheet that I printed out. That's what's it tied to?
2 seconds. Let me scroll back up to the sheets. Perception is cunning.
Cunning. Okay. I think I should have. One more. Well, okay. Roll 3 green, 2 purple.
Oh, okay. So, let's see. Everybody's succeeded. There's a bunch of threats. There's a triumph. Okay. So, here's what happens. You all effectively see. You all see. You all see a person scrambling back, just shouting something.
ना नमाज़ टाइम है बात को लगा पे कुछ लड़न ना
You see basically you see a person actually shouting at something, get away from him. You see hearing scratching on the floor, and quickly before you even have a chance, you see a creature stick what looks like running at full tilt, stick a needle into him. What looks like a beak that looks like a needle into him, and you hear the guy start gargling and then effectively slurping sound as you see one of these guys pop up and effectively drains the man till he looks like the body you found in the lobby.
Yeah, well, Talker isn't just sitting there watching this, like it's fascinating. He is like shooting the crap out of that thing.
Yes, you did get a triumph, so one of you gets a free one of you does get a free let's see. One of you does get to do a free maneuver before the combat begins, and I will allow this to be a shot. However, it will take a black simply because it's quick snap fire, not actually aiming. Meanwhile, you meanwhile I'm going to have Architect's going to take some strain for seeing this horrific scene before him. And you're going to take one strain, and there are 3 more of these beasties that pop out. One of them's gonna get a free maneuver to move into short range as opposed to long, or not long, but medium. Meanwhile, the other 3 are at medium range.
So I'm getting a free shot with that triumph.
You could get the free shot.
Can I give it to? Can I give it
Yes.
to Talker?
Yes,
All
you
right,
can.
yeah. Let's have Talker take that shot since he's a better shot.
Okay.
Well, ostensibly.
Yep. So
Okay.
let's see. You are shooting it. There are 4 of these things, and what you see is are you shooting at the one that pre-stunned the guy, or are you shooting at the one that's closest?
Whichever one I saw first.
Okay, so that's going to be a difficulty of 2, and it's going to have a defense normally of 1, but this is snap fire, so we're going to add a black for that. So defense of 2 effectively, just for this turn.
Okay, so that's let's see, agility. So that's 1 green, 1 yellow, and two black. You said.
Yep.
And how many purple?
2 purple because it's a medium.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, this seems like harder than it should be. Okay, now roll for initiative. So your attack wasn't successful, and you're simply going to lose the benefits of prior maneuver. There's not really much to do with that. So everybody roll initiative. This is going to be what?
Oh, you're probably about to answer my question.
You are going to use, well, since you're expecting beasties, now you're going to use cool.
Cool. One dot roll.
Don't forget the roll.
One yellow.
I just like to give a little hint about what I'm about to roll.
Good. It's a preview.
Yeah, a little foreshadowing.
Okay, so we have player slot, NPC. So that's that order. Let's roll for the beasties. I'm blanking. Why am I blanking?
Three. There's three altogether of these weird.
There's four.
There's four. Okay.
There's four of these needle beasties. See, cool used presence. So yeah, they roll as a group though.
Can you remind me of our friend's name?
Esperanza.
Esperanza.
Esperanza, yeah. So let's see. Basically, 3 slots, players and NPC, and then beastie. The beasties will act as a group. All right.
Okay, so they're like a minion group.
Yes, in fact,
Nice.
the last enemy was effectively a rival level enemy. This enemy is a minion level enemy, of which they come in basically small groups of cannon fodder, effectively, that you can activate all at once, and they don't really get skills unless they're in a group. So, and the way damage works is if you do damage exceeding one's health, it dies, and extra damage goes to another member of the group. Again, damage cannot be allocated to different members of the group. It has to be allocated once until it's dead. Warhammer style, in most cases. Sometimes you can finagle it around. We ready?
I guess.
Yes, sir.
All right. Who's opening fire?
Why don't you give us an opening salvo?
Alrighty. Let's see. One green, one yellow, and what am I doing for difficulty and setback?
You can shoot the closest one, or you can shoot the one that Chris and the guy. They haven't quite moved. The other 3 haven't quite moved up yet, but there's the one that's close to you.
Okay, let me shoot the one that's close.
Okay, so that's 1 purple and 1 black. Now you have your wits about you a bit better.
Good. Whoa.
Ooh, that's a fun roll.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you want to do with that?
Let's see.
Now, since they're a minion group, can a triumph take out one?
Triumph takes out 1 for free, yes. So the closest one is Kaputski right away.
Yeah, just explodes.
Yep, and I'm going to let you use the successes and the regular damage to take out the one that could pre-stun the guy.
There you go.
So now there's 2 left. However, with those 2 threat, we're gonna allow one of the other beasties to move up closer to range. So it gets a free maneuver to get to short range. Okay, Architect, your turn.
Okay, I'll use a maneuver to get engaged with this one that's moved up closer to us, and I'll try to hit it with my
When's the honeymoon?
gun. I'm sorry?
When's the honeymoon?
I prefer a fast elopement, so We'll be right back to work after the ceremony.
All right, roll. And
All right, just roll.
we're gonna take a break in about 8:40, if that's okay, for about 10 minutes.
That's fine.
Yep.
Come back next Sunday?
No. Just a 10-minute break, and then we'll be ending at. Actually, how long can you guys go?
I can only go till 9. That is the latest I can go.
Okay, so we'll just wrap it up at 9 then. Well, don't worry about the break then. We'll continue going. Roll your dice, please.
Roll!
Okay. So 2 purple for engaged range and 1 black for its defense.
Yep.
Oh boy. So that's a miss with 4 advantage. Could I use maybe, let's see, could I use 2 of those advantage to break it off from the minion group? Sort of isolate it from its friends? So it'll sort of deny them the ability of the upgrade for being part of a minion group?
Not a bad idea, sure. So you can get in between it and its friend.
And then I'll use 1 advantage to pass a boost on to Talker or whoever the next person is to go in our group. I guess if Esperanza goes next. Like she sees me just diving in and sort of drawing the attention of one of them, despite the bizarre situation we're in, and is heartened by my my bravery. And then that final advantage, if it's all right, I'll use to reduce a strain.
Okay. Okay, so she's going to open fire at the. She's going to move up and open fire at the other one with her service pistol, handily killing it.
All right, Esperanza, good shot.
And she basically shouts at you to get away from the other one, as it's now its turn. And we're going to have a little bit of fun here. So, yeah, that group went rather quickly. Going to roll for it.
So I've got 2 melee defense, of course.
Okay, so let's see. What do we want to spend that threat on?
Let's just have it suffer a strain.
Okay, so minions don't have strain, so they effectively take it as wounds. So it takes that as a wound. So it tries to snap at you, and it takes a wound out of that. It gets a bit, it gets a scratch as you bat it away. And you hit it in the eye, and it seems a bit disoriented. Not full on the disorient stat, but you know what I mean.
Reminds me of that time I wrestled a crocodile.
Player slot.
Player slot. All right.
Do you mind, since I'm like right here engaged with this bad boy, if I try to knock him out?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So can I use my maneuver to sort of carefully crouch and, aim my stun gun right at the sensitive spot for a boost?
Sure, I'll allow it.
There we go.
Okay, as you zap the stun gun into it, and effectively the creature gets shocked, it recoils and falls over. Its eye is still open, and it doesn't seem like it's dead. As it's just lying there at the current moment. Seems like it's still having its beating. Heartbeat. Closer examination of this creature indicates the front needle structure has 2 holes in it. One hole has a prehensile tail. The other hole has center acid in it. And then on the back, the little bump on the back of it seems to be a large, heavy, bony mass that should be effectively acting as a counterweight. It has 2 legs with claws on them, and it has big eyes. So, what do you want to do when you capture one of these things?
Well, with those 2 advantage, could I maybe pull like some stanchions, some sort of velvet ropes attached to stanchions nearby to mark off some part of the museum, and quickly like tightly bind it?
Sure.
Well, folks, what do you think? I'm trying to hog tie this thing. Think we should keep it for further examination?
Yeah, you have fun with that.
You hear the sound of a pistol going off.
Walker
No.
looks in that direction.
As Esperanza just shoots it again and again.
Oh, well, dang, girl. I was trying to tie it up so we could get some, some scientific. All right. I guess it's dead now.
That never ends well.
Kind of smells like popcorn
Yeah,
when you.
I have to agree with her.
That never ends well. As you can see, she is a good bit frazzled. She looks down at the bodies of the creatures. She goes over to the body of the individual that was Caprice Sun right in front of you all.
Are we still on for that movie later, or what's up with that?
As you effectively are near the mineral section now is where these things came out. She looks at the body. She just clicks her tongue.
She licks her tongue?
No, she clicks her tongue. Like.
Yeah, like a.
Yeah. Thank you.
So can I roll like a perception on the giant geode or whatever?
Yeah, you can enter into the mineral section. She says she'll call for people to secure this body and hopes that this is the last of the creatures. You guys go into the mineral section, the mineral hall behind 2 double doors. As they open and then they close with a loud closing sound.
That's not ominous at all.
Not a
As
bit.
you are in mineral hall. You explore the mineral hall a bit, and it's hard to miss because it is the world's largest amnest geode. Well, you see it there, 12 foot tall. Looks like a field of stars with a white border around it.
I'm going to perception the crap out of that.
As you look at it and you are seeing it, you don't see anything else in this area. There's no other creatures, there's no signs of any other creatures that are here as far as you can tell. As you look at this and you see it, it looks very spacey. And you shine light into it, but it doesn't react as you would expect shining light into it would work.
So is it like there's nothing there, or?
It's like the lights. It's like the little white. Like you see the picture. So it's like a large geo. It's like a large geode. It's like a large rock that's cut in half, and then inside the hollow of it, along the inside of it, there's purple crystal that shines off. Dark purple, black crystal that shines off and looks effectively like you're looking into a purple section of space. Only the lights keep moving and they don't react to your flashlight.
Y'all ever read H.P. Lovecraft?
Oh, don't even start with that, man.
As you see this, and starts reacting a bit more and more as you hear a tone, a very low hum, but it's welcoming. And
It's welcoming? Is that what you said?
yep, it's an inviting hum that you're hearing.
Hey, man, do you hear that?
You do.
Yeah, I suppose I do.
So you hear this hum coming from the geode, and there's a warmth extending out of it. What do you do?
I'm gonna toss one of these ready-to-eat meals. I'm gonna look through and find something that's less appealing. Something with fish, maybe. And I'm
You
just gonna
see,
throw it in. You throw it into the hole.
okay, so you see only you see there was an extra MRE pack, and there was the veggie omelet one.
Ugh.
Yep, that's going in the hole. So you toss it in, and you see kind of like a wavy effect happen through the crystals as it goes in.
It's like that painting back at the old folks' home.
Yeah, I don't know. I think should we? I feel like we should try to seal this off somehow.
I agree.
As the humming turns to singing, find yourself standing closer than you expected. Like you don't remember staying this close to the Abyss geode.
So, would Talker have the wherewithal to just start shooting the thing?
If you want,
Yeah,
you don't even have to roll for shooting it.
he takes a couple of shots at it.
More of the more dispersion of the wave effect.
So they can still think clearly, though?
You can still think somewhat clearly, yeah. But every time you do an action, you find yourself closer and closer to this thing.
Oh man, this is like this reminds me of one of them Billie Eilish songs you can't get out of your head.
So can we roll like willpower to try and get away?
Yep. We're gonna make this. I'm gonna spend the story point to make this willpower check a red.
Are we talking discipline or?
You can actually let's see. Is discipline a relevant stat for this moment? Yes, sirree, maybe. It would be a discipline check, which one of you has trained. That's not
But
Talker.
Not me.
but I only have one. My willpower is one.
So it's gonna be a red and two purple.
Whew. I think
What?
I'd like to spin that other story point if I may.
Ugh.
How would you like to spend the other story point? Can't quite do rerolls with it.
So
No,
my
I haven't rolled.
character, Talker, basically just jumps headfirst into it.
As you see Talker hold out his hand, or you see Talker holding out his hand to it, you have an option, Mr. Architect. How would you like to react?
Well, I guess so. My successes, I two successes there. I succeeded on the discipline check, so I'm able to resist it. Can I use my triumph to grab Talker by like the back of his suit?
Something.
Yeah.
Yep. You're gonna take a strain while you do that, but you're able to grab Talker in just in time before he does something stupid.
Oh, Talker, come on, man! What you do? Get on back
I,
here now, yo.
Talker is speechless.
Yes. So you see this here, and effectively, it's still having that humming sound to you. And you see a new image instead of just the purple amethyst crystals from inside.
We see a new image from.
Now, do we all see that or just Talker?
You both see that actually now.
Now, see, that's a
Since
square in a round hole.
so you see a black marbled hallway with fluorescent lighting at the left and right, or it looks like there's like a pillar from center's hallway with two windows that look like there's light, and then there's the center line actually has a hole that's light coming out of it. And you see floating in this hallway a marble cube. And you hear a voice, a language, but you're not familiar with it.
Does it sound like the language those other people were speaking when we first arrived in the chopper?
It does not actually. That sounded relatively pleasant. That sounded like a language that you've heard before. This sounds completely new and different. And some of the sounds you're not even sure how they would be made with a human mouth. As this bladder is coming.
Well, Talker's going to do everything he can to get out of there. That's what he's doing.
Okay. What do you do now? I mean, you have found a disturbance.
Well, so my inclination would be to somehow try to close this. I mean, the only term I can think of it is portal between realities or dimensions or worlds.
How do you close it?
Well, I've heard a lot about circles and squares. We see a cube in front of us. Is the shape of the opening a sort of a circle?
Like in the picture, so it's sort of round. It's not exactly a circle.
Okay.
What if we were to shoot out the whatever's holding it up?
Yeah, what is suspending this thing in the air?
You're talking about the cube or the amethyst geode?
The
The
geode.
geode.
The geode's being held on a heavy, on what seems to be a heavy concrete display. Like you see in the picture over there, it's being held on some sort of big molded rock. That's what's being held on. Shooting it probably won't do much damage to it.
We have no explosives, right?
Nope. You have yourselves and whatever other agents that you can call for in the area.
Can we try some kind of like knowledge or perception check to try to come up with a plan here?
Or you can try a knowledge check. You also have I will give you this one for free. I will say that you also have the contact with radio. You can call in.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. All right, I'm going to get on the radio. Hi, radio. This is Architect. Over.
This is radio here.
Oh yeah, radio. We find ourselves in a weird situation. There's this big geode. Seems to be a portal into another dimension or some such, and we can see through it a ominous cube coming toward us. And we have experienced confrontations with bizarre creatures that seem to kill people. What do you recommend? Over.
It's so calm.
It's so calm. Everything's going weird around this guy, and he's just so professional about it. I love it.
So we're just about to be killed by aliens. Can you advise?
I'm on my way. I'm just coming to the wing right now. As you hear from the second floor, And the second floor of this room, because this museum's full of two-story displays, of course, it's not something I'm totally improvising. She leaps over the railing and lands perfectly next to you guys. She goes, "Oh,
Where did you come from?"
Yeah, hey, did you bring one of them Deus Ex Machinas with you?
don't be silly." Eh, hmm, the cube. Let's go.
Let's
As
Let's
she
go.
go. What do you mean,
as she
like
walks
jump
in,
through?
as she walks into the hallway.
So she's
Talker
walking
just
toward.
looks. Talker just looks over at Architect.
I mean, as I understand it, our compensation's pretty good. I guess we should follow her.
Oh man, I am so gonna regret this.
Here we go.
So you enter into the hallway, and there's a nice coolness to it. It feels like someone's kept the temperature at a nice cool 74-ish degrees here. As you enter, you see Radio. She's walking. She simply walks past the cube as you all walk up to it. And then when you walk up down the hallway, you walk up to the windows and you see the light goes away. Your eyes adjust. And it turns out there's a beautiful verdant jungle out there where you see you see more of these axe head dactyls and more of these needle sprinters, which is what these things are called according to Radio. You see a few more of them running by, as well as some other creatures, including what looks to be like a large crab with a massive shell on its back, as it grabs a needle spinner and deposits it into the shell.
Talker rather passionately um, exhorts Radio to explain what the heck is going on.
You'll find out. You'll find out.
I mean,
As
that thing looks tasty. You could throw it on a Barbie with some butter.
it's about 20 feet big. Needle sprinters are about 5 feet big. I did not 5 feet tall. I did not.
Well, yeah, I mean, you need a big fire pit, but you cook up that crab. Mmm,
Oh,
that'd be
you
tasty.
shut up about food, for crying out loud!
Okay, he's up, guys. I hope that was in character, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Okay. So, as she walks by, she tells you, so, sometimes things go a little bit weirder than usual. You two have encountered this. Welcome to your first real mission. And she looks outside and she sees an individual. She stops the person running down the hallway from her. And this is a guy wearing what looks to be old school military uniform. Looks like the olive dress battle uniform that you would see in Vietnam or something like that. And this individual has very 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 pale skin and red shot eyes. As Radio's holding him back with one hand, and he's saying, "I have to go out there. I have to go out there. The gate's bad. Can't go to the gate." Radio merely takes out her pistol and shoots him.
Oh,
As
that seemed
he falls over.
unnecessarily cruel.
I
It's
just sort of imagining Talker kind of looks like Chris Pine looking down at the body and then looking up at the woman. It's like, what? He doesn't say anything. It's just the expression on his face.
It was like it was necessary. They have to go to the gate. They will fail. As she walks through a door and it opens outside, and You guys go outside. Turns out you're in a woodsy area, like a park, away from there's no sign of the jungle or anything. You seem like you're in a park surrounded by a city. See a big building that says Azamo Corporation on it, and the night is starting to recede as light goes on, and you see an individual sitting on a bench as Radio crosses her arms, looking at this man. And this is what happens. As the sun rises and the light starts hitting, this man's sitting here, and he beckons two of you to come sit next to him.
Well, I guess I'll walk over and Sorry, Taco.
Yeah.
I'll walk over and be like, so that's been a real strange experience we just had.
A wide, wide world out there full of possibilities. Best not to be ignored.
All right.
Your interference deprived me of several valuable, but it wouldn't have mattered. The gates opened. No. The gates opened.
Our interference? We were sent there.
Yeah, we're just doing our job, man.
The music of the universe is a symphony. Everyone plays a part. The gates opened, the song was sung. I was not to be allowed. I was denied by the one who I had fought to even be there for. Thus ends the line Strazen. Thus ends the Lord of Night, who went up against the brightest of lights. As the sun rises and you start hearing crumbling sound, this man basically turns to dust and ash, and there's a powerful gust of wind that just sweeps away what this man once was.
So I'm gonna wake up at any time now, right?
As Radio comes up, and she's still standing while you two are on the bench, looking out over a pristine lake that's having some light over it. And effectively, the pristine lake has some light over it with some ducks in there. And she goes, were you to not stop those creatures, they would have taken out a few more people who may very well have tipped the scales in Straseni's favor.
I'm sorry, what? That said that in character.
The detective. She would have fallen against some more of the beasts, such as the armor crabs, maybe even a Shivat. She would have been a key game changer for his plan. But the pearled gates remained closed for Strazen, only to open for his one to deny him, and for him to give up on existence.
So, am I going to have a date with Esperanza or not?
Now that makes sense.
I wish you best of luck in your endeavors. Welcome to the agency.
Thanks, I guess. Would you like a dried apricot?
Most certainly. It reminds me of the fruit back in my home world. As she takes a bite, walks away.
I made it myself.
Thank you. You see a coin flip over her shoulder. You see 2 coins flip over her shoulder. Do you catch them?
I guess, yeah.
So each of these coins, it feels like it's silver, and they are stamped. One side has a star and crescent, and then the other side has some markings of language that you hadn't seen before. It looks like a bunch of lines and dots. Like, hold on, I'm taking a picture right now, and I'm posting it up on the public channel. So it has a bunch of lines and dots that look like they form together to form some sort of letters.
Well, whatever the issue is, I do have to go now.
Yep. As sorry about that. As as a phone rings, it's called from Matthias. He congratulates you on a job well done and tells you get some rest in the hotel. You head out for next mission in an hour or in a few hours.
Okay.
And
all right, Talker. Well,
formally
it was
welcome.
Nice working. Oh, sorry.
And a formal welcome to the agents in Obsidian.
Yeah, architect. See you around, I guess.
Yeah, it was nice working with you. Perhaps we'll see each other again real soon.
Next, Matthias comes in. Most certainly.
Just skip the apricots for crying out loud next time.
All right. Well, I'm working on dates too, but they take a lot more effort. You
Oh
gotta use
man.
no. You have to use sulfur powder, and I'm not too comfortable with that. It just takes some effort, but I'll get there.
So, congratulations, everybody. That is I hope that was strange and unworldly enough.
That was certainly different.
Strange and unworldly, for sure.
I'm glad. I mean, because Genesys allows for jump like that easily. But in any case, I am glad that this is over. You all have yourselves a good evening, and thank you for participating. Any questions, criticisms, comments before we adios?
So this whole thing has been recording the whole time?
Yeah. Oh wait, is he done?
I don't know.
Well, you just got to tell him to leave if you want him to leave.
Oh yeah.
I use Craig for my game, my weekly game as well. We're kind of like editing together a podcast. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you very much for running.
No problem. I know it's a bit weird, but that's kind of hope.
Yeah, well, I mean, a 3-hour session, a one-off, that's like a big challenge. I think you did a good job. It was fun. I had fun.
I'm glad you did.
I have trouble coming up with thoughts quickly. That's probably why Talker seemed so non-talkative. I originally chose him as a character because it's like normally I'm known when I role play in MMORPGs, I'm always known as the wacky guy because nobody actually role plays with talk; they just type. And I'm I have time to organize my thoughts and think when I type. Not really so much when I'm speaking, but it could be a skill that I could work on.
How do you think, was I fair in my judgments and rolls? Did any part seem too challenging? Like, did it seem those beasties were too strong or whatnot?
No, seemed fine to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought the difficulty level was well suited to our ability.
Aces. That's what I like to hear. And once again, thank you guys for taking this opportunity. Thanks for trusting me with this.
Absolutely.
No problem, man.
And I'd
Thanks
also
again.
I'd like to say, Vespin, I thought, I know it was your first experience with Genesys, and I thought you did great. And I hope that you stick with the game because it's a lot of fun.
You did great with Genesys. You did really good. You improvised and you definitely played to the role wonderfully.
Cool. Well, thank you, and I'm definitely looking forward to trying the system more.
I'm happy that being the first GM to put you through the system, that you were able to have fun with it, and that actually is a part heartwarming. In any case, I have to go now, gents. You have to go, and you have to go. So, Tata and Craig, we are now offline.